Unleashed.
Drop wins the face off to the left point. Hayes is right, score!
Headlines, highlights, coach's corner, player interview, and everything happening around Condors Town. Now in HD.
Missed wide of the net. To the left wing, corner centering feed. Brenner all alone in the spot. Scores! A snake job from Tyler Brenner. That pass it didn't take a trouble. Now it does. He's in all alone. Backhand scores! Welcome back, Nick Tremblay. That to the side of the cage, back to the right point, birds over, he scores! The captain from the right side.
Now, two guys who should have chosen different careers. Here are the voices of the Condors, Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle.
Bartle loves making fun of my goal calls.
You're going. I wouldn't call them making fun of as much as I sit here and imitate them before our mics go live.
It's just weird because Bartle is not featured on any of the goal calls.
None of them. It's definitely
it's a little strange for you.
No, not really.
No, there's no goo 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 jube.
no. How do you like me now? No goo goo jube. I'm all right with it.
Welcome inside the Dignity Health Studios at the Bakersfield, California, and everyone. Ryan Holt, joined by Kevin Bartle.
That's me.
I don't get introduced early enough. Well, I introduced him right off.
Well,
the
sometimes
hop, so.
you don't. I appreciate that.
Yeah. This is Condors Unleashed. Thanks for taking your lunch hour and spending it with us. Don't adjust your computer monitors. All the settings are fine on your computer monitors, all the visual settings and the color settings. It's myself and him for an hour.
Yeah.
Live.
Well, we have some guests and some highlights.
Yes. We'll get to those.
Yeah.
Tell us who our player guest is going to be.
Joel Baroda.
Were you announcing him?
I don't know. I kind of got thrown. I don't know. I felt like you were kicking it to me down in a PA booth. Joel Baroda. That's how I would say it if I was a PA guy, but I'm not. So I'll just say Joel Baroda is our guest here today.
One game this year, of course. Bartle will at least have to be the PA guy.
It happens every year.
At least once.
I enjoy it. I like it. Hopefully it doesn't annoy everybody in the arena when I do it. But anyways, Joel Baroda will be here, and Troy Mann will be here as well.
And we'll break down some video with
We
Troy
will break
Mann.
down some video. It's easily my favorite segment of the show. I feel like we could fill an entire show just with the coach breaking down video. And it's always an education, and it's great. When we put the video up and the coach looks at it and points at things, it makes you, I feel like as a hockey fan, it makes you watch the game differently. And so that's what he's here for.
I'm a little offended that Bartle called that his favorite segment.
That is my favorite segment.
Okay.
Not Holty's headlines.
Is that where we're supposed to go now?
I don't know. I would
Sure, why not?
I just kind of took
we have
over
a lot
there
to, We have
for
a lot
second.
to get to.
We have a lot to get to, and I don't want to dilly-dally.
It's a new Holty's headline set. Do you like it?
It's not really new.
Yeah.
You're just turned.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah.
First off, Saturday is football giveaway. 49ers versus Raiders. We'll blow them up. Well, we won't blow them up. You'll have to blow them up. But
Go Niners.
yeah. So Bart's will get that one. I'll be a Raiders fan for this segment.
Well, you're wearing black.
Yeah. But first off, of course, the Condors hosting the Gettysburg Address jerseys off our backs. Auction on a Sunday. And, of course, the jerseys off our backs made national headlines. So let's just go ahead and roll Keith Olbermann, who enjoyed the jerseys over the past week.
But we begin tonight with fresh evidence that sports uniforms and politics do not mix. Trust me. In 24 hours, the world of sports attire has invoked Abraham Lincoln, Che Guevara, a bloody American flag, and the Philadelphia Eagles logo, and we got all of it wrong. Lincoln first. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter and hockey player. You are not tripping. You are actually seeing this. Special uniforms to be worn by the minor league Bakersfield Condors this Sunday as this ice hockey team commemorates the 150th anniversary of President Lincoln's immortal words at the consecration of the Civil War battlefield at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The Gettysburg Address.
Doesn't he know this?
The 150th anniversary of which will be a week from next Tuesday. So no, I don't know why the Bakersfield Condors are commemorating the sesquicentennial this Sunday. And no, I don't know why a team in Bakersfield, California would take it upon themselves to dress up in Lincoln togs, given that California played virtually no part in the Civil War.
Not true. Not true.
The reverse. complete with the words to Lincoln's speech and a Civil War scene at the bottom, which will look especially strange during any fights the Condors had with the visiting Stockton Thunder. No. The front with Lincoln rising to speak his immortal words, just hoping that the Condor in the top hat gets the hell out of his way, with our beloved 16th president also wondering where he was during the meeting at which it was decided that it was okay to have his Gettysburg Address sponsored by Cuz Radio and Bud Light. I mean, this thing looks like the cover to every bad high school history textbook in history. And on it, you only have 3 ads: the president, 1 guitar, 2 flags, a dozen dignitaries, 200 soldiers trying to kill each other, the league logo, the transcript of the speech, cannons, an ad for beer, and the player's name and number. Why all the white space? You left out Ulysses S. Grant nearly lighting himself on fire while trying to smoke a cigar while drunk, and Congressman Brooks hitting Senator Sumner over the head with a cane.
I think it was a pretty simple jersey, actually.
Where's the ad
It
for
was.
Ford?
He clearly doesn't seen our other
And
ones.
Lincoln
We'll
witnessing
get to
his
that.
mother being killed by a vampire, which is what caused the Civil War in the first place. Okay, the team is auctioning them off for charity, and yes, I'll probably bid on one of them.
Olbermann did end up bidding on one and bought Chet Pickard's jersey for $2,000. It was the first jersey that was bid on during the evening, and now has brought our jersey total up near $900,000 for the jersey auctions donated to charity in team history. And Bartsy said he was probably going to bid on one, and true to his word, we thank you, Keith Olbermann.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, it's all fun and games when he's got a show to fill, but for him to actually step up to the plate, we sent him a tweet. He tweeted right back to us, and now he's the proud owner of a Chet Pickard Condors Abraham Lincoln Gettysburg Address jersey.
And the check is on the way.
It is in the
check's on the
proverbial
way.
mail.
If you want to see the jerseys, we'll show off the Gettysburg one in just a couple of minutes here in Holty's Headlines. Well, we have more to get to. There were 3 Condors games, so let's get to the weekend recap. The Condors began the weekend in San Francisco against the Bulls, a 2-1 loss. Get used to the score 2-1 because all 3 games have finished 2-1 for Bakersfield. San Francisco notching the win on Friday night. The Condors scoring in the second period with Wes Cunningham. And then on a Saturday night, of course, the Condors hosted a Star Wars night. We gave away Angry Birds backpack clips for the kids. We also had stormtroopers and all sorts of other Star Wars Legion in attendance, and well, it was a lot of fun. The Condors ended up winning the game 2-1. Let's roll some highlights from that game. Condors taking on the Las Vegas Wranglers and getting off to a good start. Our player guest, Joel Broda, notching his first goal of the season in his first game. As Broda put that one past netminder Mitch O'Keefe. And Bartz, this was early on in the hockey game. Broda's second shift back in Bakersfield, and often running, Joel Broda didn't waste any time.
Yeah, well, look where he's standing right there when that goal is scored. And then remember that when we roll the Sunday highlights. We'll talk more with Joel Broda about getting into position to score goals. And for my money, few players in Condors history are better versed than him at that.
The Condors eventually, after on this next face-off, Brett Lyon and Adam Huxley, and anytime Brett Lyon drops the mitts, I know I am entertained, and this was an entertaining bout between Lyon and Huxley, 2 of the heavyweights out in the Western Conference.
Yeah, it didn't disappoint. I mean, it took a while to get going here. I mean, both guys, they know what they're getting into here. You know, they're both tough customers, 2 of the toughest guys out west for sure, maybe in the entire league. But when they finally do lock horns, crowd got their money's worth.
Lyon, I enjoy when Lyon switches left and tries to go southpaw. He can throw with both arms and both hands. Huxley, of course, can as well. But Huxley's he's a game fighter, of course, and it just turns into rock'em sock'em robots there at center ice. Lyon landing lefts, Huxley landing rights, and we heard from Brett Lyon down at the penalty boxes, and he goes, I don't know why I do that. My hand's going to be sore the rest of the night. Yeah, you think?
Yeah, well, and I think the key to Lyon's success there in that fight early on was his first shot that pops off Huxley's helmet. Huxley took a couple of pretty solid swings, but he had his head ducked at the beginning, and he didn't catch much other than upper body.
The Condors would pull ahead 2-0 on a goal from Jordan Knackstead, and Knackstead from the left circle just banked one in off the defenseman. It bounced off O'Keefe as well, and Knackstead leading the team in goals with 3 here in the early goings of the season. Jordan Knaxton making it 2-0 after one, and the Condors would hold on late in the hockey game to take the victory by that 2-1 margin. So 2 games and 2-1 score lines.
Yeah, and Mitch O'Keefe, Wranglers goaltender, pulling the I just gave up a goal because my pad needs to be adjusted maneuver.
Condors also got their first look at Andy Chiodo on home ice. And Chiodo, I thought if you had to pick an MVP for the weekend, you could certainly pick Joel Broda. But for my money, Andy Chiodo gave the Condors a chance to win each and every night he was in between the pipes this weekend.
And you know, we have seen it here over the last couple of seasons. You know, I mean, goaltending's been an issue here. We haven't really had a top-notch goaltender from beginning of the season to the end of the season in Condors Town for several seasons. And, you know, early on, say what you will about, you know, the first 4 or 5 or 6 games of the season, but if your goaltender's not going to bail you out on occasion, it makes it very difficult to win. And in a couple of those games, they definitely did not deserve the outcome. But as we've seen in the past, a couple of bad goals can kind of compound themselves, and all your problems start multiplying, and then you turn into that rolling snowball, and you can't change direction. And you know, I think Chiodo was able to do that this weekend. He changed direction for the Condors, momentum swings, and as you said, he gave the team a chance to win. That's all you really want out of your goaltender. Stop the ones you have to. Make a couple of saves you probably shouldn't. Give your team a chance to win night in and night out. Going into the third period, if you're still in the hockey game, your goalie's done a pretty good job.
So the Condors win that one on Saturday night by a final of 2-1, and then Sunday night, the Condors are dropping the Gettysburg Address jerseys day by a 2-1 margin to the Stockton Thunder. Joel Broda scoring the lone goal for the Condors in the loss. Upcoming this week in Condors Town, well, I'm sporting Joel Broda's jersey.
Look at the cannon.
There's the cannon. Hold on.
I like the cannon.
Go the other way.
Yeah.
Woo! There it is. Field trip day game. Always. It's in my top 3 top games of the season that we do every year.
It's fun.
10:30 in the morning. Tomorrow, of course, presented by Fox Sports Radio 970, where you're listening to today's show. And we're approaching 5,000 kids. There's going to be some season ticket holders there as well. It's an early morning start time. Looking forward to it. It's going to be, what's the word, Bartle?
Loud?
Yeah, loud is a good word. And then the Condors on Saturday night is a football giveaway. The Raiders versus the 49ers. That one is actually sponsored by Fox Sports Radio 970. I misspoke earlier. We'll give away 1,000 Raiders footballs, 1,000 49ers footballs. Whichever team runs out first will be declared Condors Town favorites. Not in studio and not pictured, the Oakland Raiderettes will also make an appearance in Condors Town.
Yeah, why didn't we get them in the studio?
They should have been. And I blame Louis Amistoy. Why not?
I mean, he is the executive producer.
The Raiderettes will perform during the first intermission. They'll also be up in the photo booth so you can get your pictures taken with them. And yes, staff get the first pictures. Benefit of working in Condors Town. Also coming up on Sunday, you can tune into Fox Sports Radio 970, catch the Condors on the road. It's a Sunday afternoon game at 4 o'clock. And season ticket holders, this is your season ticket holder road trip game to Stockton. So if you have your season ticket holder booklet handy, open it up. If you have a voucher in there for the Stockton game, it's this Sunday. Head on up and tailgate the bus if you want. Go right behind the bus. We'll take you right to the rink. We leave at like 10 in the morning.
You'll get there early. But
yeah, we'll be there early, but you can tailgate it on the parking lot. Maybe pick a couple fights with some Stockton fans. That's fine. Don't get away from the arena, though. It's not that nice of a city. That's coming up Sunday at 4 o'clock up in Stockton right here on Fox Sports Radio 970. All right, the last Holty's headline. I wanted to break down our best jerseys that we've ever worn. Of course, I've got the Gettysburg Address jersey on. I like going like this. We've got the Gettysburg Address jersey on, but I want to break down my top 5. I blog every week. Well, I try to, and I haven't been able to. So here's my top 5 jerseys of all time, and if you want to check out the Sporting News, they have a full gallery of the top 10 Condors jerseys of all time.
We'll just chalk it up to another national story.
That's
about
a national
the Bakersfield
headline,
Condors.
and we're not even trying. Anyways, number 5. This one didn't happen in Bakersfield, but there's Andrew Iannaro, and he's sporting the Rod Blagojevich prison jerseys. Of course, Las Vegas wearing black and white prison attire, and the Condors donning all orange ones. This one was worn on January the 30th, 2009, when Bartle was 39 years old.
It was a fun game. And I'll punch you as soon as it's commercial break.
Number 4, this is one I was here for. Wrestling singlet jerseys honoring Condors Town Olympic gold medalist Jake Varner. This one was worn last season, back on December the 29th of 2012. Peter Boyd sporting that sweater.
And one of the only times, by the way, that we had the matching pants to go with the jersey.
Love it.
Anyways.
Number 3, the Gettysburg Address jerseys. What more can be said? They come in at number 3 for me, though, Bartz. Paul Willett has said these are the best ones we've ever worn. I got them at number 3.
All right.
Number 2, country music jerseys. Brett Lutz, Mark Derlago sporting these ones. I like these ones because of the Condors Town sign, and also the Condor is rocking out.
Yeah, he's wearing a hat.
He's got a hat. He's
carrying
a guitar. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue, of course.
Buck Owens was featured on those, and it was good. They had the Streets of Bakersfield lyrics wrapped around the waist. They were cool.
Number 1, World War II Veterans Day memorial jerseys. These ones were worn all the way back on November the 8th, 2003, which I think was Kevin Bartle's first year in Bakersfield.
No, it wasn't. That would have been my 3rd season in Condors Town. However, I would like to say that that these jerseys, and you can look at Condors Town legend, for my money anyways, Jason Ralph sporting those, really was the first time that we took sublimation to a new level and had photos that are sublimated. That's the actual design, like fashion terminology.
Yes.
The image sublimated onto the jersey, not a drawing or a design itself. We took a photo, and it's actually sublimated on. And from then on, things really changed here in Condors Towns for our jerseys.
So those are the top 5 jerseys for my money, and if you disagree, you can email me, rholt@bakersfieldcondors.com, or tweet me @BroadcastHolt, and let me know what you think your favorite specialty jersey was in Condors history. Holty's headlines. We're done. That's it. There's only 3 tonight, not 5. When we come back, Coach's Corner. It's all coming.